A roll-up on a blustery summer's day at a bowling green in Middle England. Britain is the home of bowls, and this is the Women's International Trials. The game dates back to the 13th century and is enjoyed by over 1 million players worldwide.
There are something like 38 to 40 countries affiliated to World Bowls. The main thrust would be the British Commonwealth or anywhere where there's been a British influence. South Africa, New Zealand, Australia are amongst the strongest nations apart from the home countries here in the UK.
It may be played around the world, but enthusiasts tend to be in their golden years. In the UK alone, over 200,000 people play the sport, but many are worried about the lack of young blood.
People say that the youth are the future of the sport. I would say yes, they are, but from a performance-related stance. The future of our sport are people who perhaps coming out from other sports. There is an opportunity to enter into a sport where age is no barrier and compete on equal terms. And don't let's knock that, because we're all going to get old one day.
One competitor at the other end of the age spectrum is national champion Sian Gordon.
When I started, there was only 4 of us that played, were under the age of about 30. And in the space of 4 years it increased to 50, and we targeted the schools mainly. People do get involved when they know about it, but it's just getting the message across and getting people to come down and give it a go, really.
The big attraction certainly isn't the money. Even top international players need a second job and an understanding employer. It's more the prestige of playing at events like the Commonwealth Games, the crown green jewels of the game, where bowls is guaranteed a slot.
Only the 5 core sports are guaranteed to be included in the Commonwealth Games in any one games. All the sports outside those 5 core sports have to bid for their place.
There's no doubt that this helps to raise the profile of the sport, but to really attract the next generation, the sport needs to modernise from the grassroots upwards, starting with the dress code.
When I first started off, we used to have to wear hats, tights, even white gloves, skirts 2 inches below the knee. But now it's much more relaxed, and it feels much more like playing a sport.
We have to encourage our member clubs to cast aside ties and blazers and dress and just open their doors and say, right, all you need is a flat pair of shoes. Come on, we'll teach you the rest.
However, the clubs themselves are also facing difficulties. With 65 members, New Lount Bowling Club is a typical example.
We only get money from their annual subscription, which for the men is around about $100 a year, and for the ladies is $60 a year. We rely wholly and solely on volunteer work to maintain the green and the clubhouse, and it's like every other institution, volunteers are hard to find.
Despite topping up with match fees and bar takings, times are tough for the village club.
There will be, and there is a move, like in all sports, for the very, very small clubs to move into big clubs, because that's the corner shop syndrome, really, and the supermarket. That's the changing time.
The sport has so far struggled with perhaps the most important tool for attracting new players: media coverage. Bowls seldom troubles the airwaves, and some suspect dark forces are at work.
It's one that should have a higher profile. I think can I be sort of ageist and say that a lot of the people involved in the media are younger and prefer the rugbies and the football and the crickets, etc., to a game which they think are played by the retired.
But one adversary bowlers never fear is the weather.
Obviously we don't particularly want to be playing in the rain, but we don't shirk from it either. I think we just don some waterproofs and out we go.
So it seems that come foul or fair weather, hardy bowlers will continue to turn their hand to this ancient game.